Hey everyone. Happy Monday, beauties. Happy day, beauties. How are we doing? Shout out to us this Monday for coming through. You know what I'm saying? And setting the vibes, y'all. Setting the vibes. Okay. Listen, I gotta show y'all my sticky note before we even get started with today's live. Okay. I want to say thank you guys for joining Dear Me, I Am Me live, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. I'm gonna let you guys take your time. But while y'all are doing that, listen, y'all already know your girl be having sticky notes everywhere, right? So, y'all, I gotta show you guys my sticky note that I have for today, okay? It says, Be her, don't complain, get off your ass and send that email. Set the goal, you have the answers now. It will not be a cake walk, but it's going to be a walk. So that is my sticky note, you guys, for this week that I gave myself. Like something real positive. You know what I'm saying? And then you guys already know I have my other sticky note that's on my table that says be more decisive. So that is where I'm coming through, where I am setting the vibes. I'm like, you know what? This ain't going to be no cakewalk, but guess what? We're making decisions over here, girl. Yes, 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 yes. So shout out to everybody that's coming in this Wednesday. Coming in on this Monday. Look, I'm already set for another date that's happening. Listen, but y'all, let's take our time. Thank you guys for tuning in this Monday. And I'm just so grateful to have you guys tuning in to Dear Me, I Am Me Live. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started, you guys, because you guys already know, like, I don't want to waste y'all time. And I know you guys have other things that's going on this Monday, because I know some of y'all have worked at 9 to 5, right, boo? I know some of y'all are entrepreneurs that's watching this. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all be on the move. So your girl got to get going. You know what I'm saying? So have you ever wanted something so badly that waiting for it affected the way you saw yourself? Have you ever wanted something so badly that waiting for it started to affect the way you saw yourself? Listen, y'all. I say, you know what? Tonight, you guys, we need to talk about delayed gratification. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's definitely time that, because we put so much pressure on ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes we get to talking crazy. And I think that there's episodes like this when we have to reel it back in. You know what I'm saying? And be more in tune with ourselves. So I thought tonight would be the perfect night to have this conversation about delayed gratification. You know what I'm saying? Because at first you're patient. You're hopeful. You're like, okay, it will happen when it happens. Right? I feel like we all have been through that before. It will happen when it happens, right? Then months pass, then 6 months pass, and now we at a year, right? And suddenly you just don't feel like waiting anymore, right? And you start questioning, am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something wrong? Right? Did I miss an opportunity? Am I behind? Or is it ever going to happen to me? Yeah, I know we have all had these conversations, right? I know we have all had these conversations. Yeah, let me tell y'all something. I'm so excited. I didn't even test to see if y'all can even hear me. Y'all already know how I do. I like to test to make sure that y'all can also hear me. Okay, y'all can hear me clearly. So I just wanted to test that out and just make sure, I want to just be talking to y'all and y'all can't even hear my voice. Because before I started this live, literally, y'all know I literally unplugged everything on my microphone and just knocked it down with one move, and then didn't even know. And how I know is because like these lights are on and stuff. So I didn't even test it. I just literally just like started the camera and just press live. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know your girl and keep it real with you, right? But let's get back to it. Did I miss my opportunity? Is it ever going to happen to me? Child, let me tell you something. All these crazy emotions, right? And let me tell you something. That's where waiting gets dangerous. Okay? Because sometimes we start to interpret the delay as a denial, right? But what if not yet doesn't mean no? Let me say that one more time. What if not yet doesn't mean no? You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying, girl? And this made me think about don't get on me, y'all, because I don't want to say the name wrong. Okay. But this made me think about Habakkuk is in the Bible. Um I think it's I think it's 2 and 3. He says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, right? And not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, right? So, though it tarry, wait for it, right? I feel like that is a hard word when you're tired of waiting. I'm just going to be completely honest. Okay. Look, I have already had this conversation with God about what I am going to deliver tonight. You know what I'm saying? So if I say anything wrong, you guys, please correct me in the chat and also in the comments, right? However, this was something that was meant on my chest because these were feelings that I was having over the weekend. And my sister was like, girl, you are just going through delayed gratification. And it was just on my brain. And I said, you know what? That is what we're going to get ready and talk about on Monday. Because I know sometimes, when you're having a certain thought, you feel like you're all the only one that's having these certain thoughts, right? Y'all, the diary is open. Okay. The diary is open. Okay. For those who are new to Dear Me, I Am Me Lives, Dear Me, I Am Me started off as a podcast where I went to the park and I just let it loose. And so we just started recording over and over. And here we are today. We spoke this into existence. And now we do lives every Monday at 7 p.m. on YouTube at Who is Tashiana. Okay. So if you guys want to know the backstory of that, I say go back down to some of the replays and you guys will not only get to see the podcast episode, but you guys are also able to see the Let's Talk conversation and also the workshops, right? I just don't have time to go over all that tonight. Okay. But sometimes you just feel as though, like, you're just tired of waiting. You know what I'm saying? However, those thoughts, I knew I wasn't the only one having these thoughts, right? I know there are other women out there that's having these thoughts, right? But the one thing that I can say is that by me being a life coach, I am able to just like process things like really, really slowly, right? And I can also network with other life coaches and just make sure that they're able to just help assist me with processing things, right? Because we need each other, right? But I feel as though, like, though it tarry, wait for it. That is a hard word when you feel as if like you have been waiting for a long time, right? Because we don't mind, I'm being honest. We don't mind waiting as long as we know how long we're going to have to wait, right? We can handle not yet, right? When we know when yet is coming. When we know yet is coming because it's on our time, right? On our terms, right? But what happens when you don't know? What happens when you don't know? What happens when You're trusting, but you can't see it. You get what I'm saying? What happens when you're doing the work, but the evidence haven't caught up to it yet, right? That is what we are going to be talking about tonight, okay? Not as a lesson, not as a workshop, just a real conversation, okay, about delayed gratification, okay? And waiting can bring us, I'm sorry, and waiting and what waiting can bring in us. Okay, I'm gonna say that one time. We're just having a regular conversation about delayed gratification and what waiting can bring in us. Okay, y'all got that? Y'all got that? Let me get some mirrors in the chat. Let your girl get some mirrors in the chat, y'all. Let your girl get some mirrors in the chat. Hey, shout out to us. Shout out to us, girl. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. Y'all don't mind me, okay? Do not mind me, okay? Before we get into this this conversation, how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Let your girl know in the chat, okay? What kind of day are y'all having? Is it good? Is it heavy? Is it somewhere in between? Let your girl know what type of day you having. I ain't gonna lie, I'm having a good day. I'm having a great day. I woke up early. I think I literally woke up at 2:30 a.m. today. Yeah. And I just been on the go ever since 2:30 like a.m. Yeah. And I'm still here. I'm blessed. I'm still here. How's y'all day been going? Is it good? Is it heavy? Is it somewhere in between? What are y'all doing tonight? Are y'all eating? Are you in bed? Are you driving with the Bluetooth on? With the Bluetooth on. Okay. Are you cleaning? Let your girl know. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. After this live, I cannot wait to eat. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. Over the weekend, I meal prep for 4 days. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so happy about that because I don't have to be in the kitchen every single dang on day. Okay, y'all, that was a lot of wear and tear like on my body. And I said, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna get back to the basics, back to what we was doing, and we're gonna start meal prepping. So I meal prep for 4 days, and then once I probably get on day two, then I'm gonna meal prep for the other 2 days, and then the last day, more than likely, like we're gonna take ourselves like out to dinner or something like that. Cause self reward is good, like you can't just be spending all your money on, like bills and stuff. You have to enjoy it, right? So more than likely, like the last day, we're probably going to get us something to eat. So we're gonna have a total of 6 meals prep by the end of this week. Okay. And where are y'all coming in from? Where y'all coming in from? Let your girl know I'm in Atlanta. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Atlantans. Is that how y'all say it? Where are y'all coming in from? Y'all getting a little bit of my goofiness. Okay. Tell me one thing you are currently looking forward to. One thing that you are currently looking forward to. We are, what month we in? August, September, October, November, December, January. Y'all, we got 5 months to go before the end of the year. So what is something that you are looking forward to? What am I looking forward to? I have like my short-term goal list. So currently that has been what I've been just looking more forward to. Um, what else I've been looking more forward to? Well, yeah, like I said, completing that list. I've been, of course, looking more forward to, like spending time, with my family and stuff, and freeing up some time for that. And I'm not gonna say like work more on myself because that's what I feel like I've been doing more on, but you always have to work on yourself, right? I feel like that's a constant thing that you have to do every single day. That's not something you can get behind on, but definitely spend more time, with my family and um finishing off my short term goals and stuff or whatever, and always making sure that I'm always on top when it comes to my values and how am I utilizing my values, because how I utilize my values is how I'm going to become a better person. So yeah, that's why I can definitely say like what I'm looking forward to. So, but what are you guys looking forward to? You are always welcome to put it in the chat. Yes. Now, I want to say welcome back to Dear Me, I Am Me, you guys, a weekly space for women who are becoming themselves again through honest conversation, guided journaling, and intentional personal growth. Okay. I am your host, Tashiana. And if this is your first time in this space, hey girl, we are so happy you are here. If you are new to Dear Me, I Am Me, let us know what city you are joining from so we can welcome you, girl. We gotta greet you. If you have been here before, welcome home. Thank you so much for always tuning in to Dear Me, I Am Me, honey. And special shout out to our Dear Me, I Am Me community for joining us tonight in the private chat. Thank you guys for always showing up, sharing this space, and growing alongside with us each and every week. We are so grateful that you guys are here. Now, you guys, this is something I have never done before, right? But I was like, you know what? They need to see our chat. They need to see our chat. So here's a little glimpse of like our chat that we have, y'all, that we have going on in the chat. And I can just like, ooh, my emojis and stuff, like different things that be going on in the chat, in the chat, in the chat, in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. But okay, y'all, I gotta pull the chat back up. I'm showing y'all all the business, but hold on. Okay, I gotta pull the chat back up because I don't want y'all to be saying. I don't want y'all to be thinking like I just be saying stuff. No, we have our own private community chat. Like we didn't build that website just to just have it just being here freely. You know what I'm saying? No, honey, that's not what it's about. So shout out to the Dear Me, I Me community for joining us tonight in the private chat and also on YouTube and on TikTok. You guys, thank you guys so much. Okay. So hmm, we have spent the last several conversations doing something, doing some really intentional work, right? Um, Talking about different topics, right? Whether it's from the gap between knowing and doing, whether it's on the promises we keep making to ourselves and becoming the person we keep talking about, right? These are different conversations that we have been conversing on, right? And if you guys don't know anything about those topics, you guys are welcome. Like I always say, check it out in the replay, right? Go ahead and get caught up on our conversations. However, these are conversations that we have been intentionally conversing on, right? But tonight, you guys, tonight we're switching it up a little bit, okay? We're not doing a workshop, okay? We're just conversing, okay? But one thing I want you guys to do is grab your journal, your candle, your favorite tea, and for those that's in the Dear Me community, don't forget to have that chat open. Okay, I see y'all. All right, let's go ahead and have a great conversation. Okay, but as you guys already know, before we move any further, now we got to do the quick disclaimer before we go any further. Okay, so let me find my disclaimer, y'all. Let me find my disclaimer because I have no idea what I did with my disclaimer. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. So the Dear Me program is designed to encourage self reflection, personal awareness, and emotional growth through guided journaling and intentional conversation. This program is intended for educational and inspirational purposes only. The information, prompts, and discussion shared with the Dear Me program are not intended to replace professional, medical, legal, or financial advice. Participating in this program does not establish a therapeutic or clinical relationship. Okay. While many participants find journaling and self reflection supportive in their own personal growth journey, individual experiences may vary. If you are currently experiencing severe emotional distress, mental health challenges, or require professional support, we strongly encourage you to seek guidance from a licensed therapist, a counselor, or a qualified healthcare provider. Okay? So, by participating in the Dear Me program, you acknowledge that you are responsible for your own well being, choices, and personal development through the program experience. Okay. The Dear Me, I Me program and its creator aim to provide a supportive and empowering environment, but results, breakthroughs, and outcome will be different for each individual. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Remember what you are carrying. You don't have to carry it alone tonight. Okay. So, most importantly, be gentle with yourself. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath and let it out. Yay! Congrats to us. Congrats to us. Now, let's begin. Okay. But y'all also know, I ain't forget. How is your mental? Y'all thought I forgot. Oh, honey, no, we're not forgetting about that. How is your mental on a scale of 1 to 10? Write your number down in your journal, okay? Don't judge it, just notice it. Okay, this is your number, okay? This is your number, okay? I'll go first. Today I am a 8. I'm an 8 today, y'all. I am feeling really good. Today, I am an 8, right? And one thing about this number is you don't have to explain your answer. Okay. You don't have to explain your answer. Okay. I just want you guys to be able to check in with yourself before we start talking about what do you need from yourself tonight. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk, girl. Let's go ahead and have this conversation. Yes, I got me some water in the glass. My mama always said, women drink from a glass. We don't drink from plastic cups. We drink from a glass. Yes, ma'am. I hear you. I said, okay. Okay. As I was pouring my water in my glass, all I kept hearing was my mama's voice. I said, you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to drink from a glass tonight. Okay. So tonight isn't about convincing ourselves that waiting is always easy, right? Because it's not always about putting a positive spin on disappointment, okay? And it's definitely not about telling somebody who's been waiting for something for years, just be patient, right? Because sometimes I feel like waiting hurts, right? More than we actually show, right? Like waiting hurts, right? Especially when you don't fully understand the unknown pain that you're having, right? So tonight, you guys, hold on, let me adjust my thing. So tonight, you guys, I just want us to be honest about what waiting brings in us, okay? So beauties, why does waiting make us question ourselves? Okay. Why does waiting, why does waiting make us question ourselves? Okay. So like I said earlier, me and my sister was having a conversation. And the main thing that she said to me is, on the conversation I was telling you guys earlier, is she ended off our conversation with, no matter what you choose, do not quit. Remember that the greatest rewards often come to those who have the patience to wait for them. That is what my little sister said to me. And I feel like her response is what was needed, because we have to adjust our minds to not thinking in comparison, doubt, frustration, urgency, and self questioning, right? Right? You guys understand where I'm coming from? YouTube, y'all understand where I'm coming from? TikTok, y'all understand where your girl is coming from? Give me 1 second, y'all. Right? Like, like, have you ever been okay with waiting until you saw someone else get what you want? Right? And then you feel like, oh, am I behind? Right? See, one thing we have to ask ourselves is, who gave you that timeline? Who gave you that timeline? Okay? Because we are constantly seeing everyone else finish what they started while we're sitting in the middle of our process, right? But what I want to ask y'all is, are you actually disappointed with where you are, or are you disappointed because you thought you'll be somewhere else right now? Because you thought you'll be somewhere else right now. I need y'all to hold on to that. I need you guys to write that in your journal, because, like I said, this is something that you have to face, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, you can want more without hating your life. Okay? Hold on, you guys. You can want more without hating your life. Okay? You can have goals without making your current season meaningless. Listen, this is your life coach talking right now. Okay, we're going to speak that into existence. Yes. Without your current season meaningless. Okay? You can be grateful and still desire more, right? But what if your life doesn't begin when you finally get the thing you've been waiting for? And what you are missing because you're so focused on the next season. You're so focused on the next season, you're not even focused on your present moment right now. Right? Like, do yourself a favor. Do yourself, do yourself a favor and stop abandoning your values because you're tired of waiting. Make it make sense. Enjoy the presence, six. Enjoy the presence. There is so much to be thankful for. And instead, you are obsessing over being prepared, of being prepared, of staying prepared. But one thing I have learned is some of the greatest had to get it out the mud. Do y'all understand where I'm coming from? Do y'all understand where I'm coming from? You said what, Kimberly? Kimberly said, right, right, right. Y'all, that's on the Dear Me community. She said, right, right, right. So listen, you guys, before we close tonight, okay? Before we close tonight, I really want you guys to focus in on what I just said. Before we close tonight, I want to say it one more time. Do yourself a favor and stop abandoning your values because you are tired of waiting. Let me tell you something. If you do not have this, make sure your journal should already be out, okay? In that journal, you need to write your top 20 values. And no matter what happens in life, you are going to stick with those values no matter what. For instance, my values is if I'm going to work a 9 to 5 from somebody else, let me tell you something. I need benefits. I need to be at home by this certain time. I need to be off by the holidays. I am quick to say no. I am slow on saying yes because I need to process it, right? And I have to make sure that what I have going on currently, what I am building currently, I will not be wasting my time doing it for somebody else. You get what I'm saying? Like I worked earlier, but if I would not be taking my business and my brand seriously, I won't be doing this right now. You get where I'm coming from? So make sure you are not abandoning your values. Like I said, you have to put in that work. Okay? And you have to enjoy the present moment and stop focusing on the future so much. Enjoy what's happening right now. Build those new memories that's happening right now. You're so focused on the future that you're not even enjoying what's happening right now. Because there is so much to be thankful for. Whether the sky is blue, the sun is out, you was able to eat today, you was able to drink some water. There is so much to be thankful for. Some of us are married, so be grateful that you have that spouse right next to you. Some of you guys are able to speak to your kids. Be grateful for that. Some of you guys have your parents. Be grateful for that. You have a roof over your head. Be grateful for that because somebody else's situation could be a lot worse than yours. So enjoy the present moment. Okay? Enjoy the present moment. Okay? So, like I said, what if not yet doesn't mean no? Doesn't mean no. You just got to be a little bit more patient. Right? So before we close tonight, I want to remind you guys that Dear Me isn't supposed to end when the lives end. Okay? This is your reminder. Our first free Dear Me, I Am Me in-person workshop is happening Saturday, January 30th. That is 5 months from now, y'all. 5 months from now. Go ahead and get your free tickets, okay? If you have been following these Monday conversations, journaling with us, or telling yourself, I want to be more intentional this year, I want to encourage you to consider joining us in person, okay? Don't wait until last minute, okay? Do not wait until last minute. Go ahead, give yourself something to do. Okay, something positive to do. Being around more encouraging women. Okay, bros, you guys are welcome to always join in. But like I always say, we are representing for the women, but I'm not going to count y'all out. Okay, so go ahead, reserve your tickets while they're still available. We will have time to journal, connect, reflect, and continue the conversations we be having every Monday on here. Okay. So if you need the details, you guys, you'll find the registration in the link in the descriptions inside the Dear Me, I Me community, and also at raylewis.com. Okay, at raylewis.com. That's RAELOUIS.com. But like I always said, it's also in the description at the top, and it's also inside the Dear Me, I Me community, because of course they are always the first to know about what is going on in the community. Okay, now before we leave, I want you guys to take a second and think about something that you are currently waiting for. Okay, maybe it's not no. Okay. Maybe it's not never. Okay. Maybe it is simply not yet. Okay. And maybe while you are waiting for what you want, you don't have to put your life on pause. Okay. You can still laugh. You can still love. You can still experience today, okay? Because the life that you are waiting for isn't the only life you will have, okay? You have this one today as well. All right? Remember, small decisions create big transformation. So if tonight is what you guys needed, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, share it with someone else who you know will enjoy these conversations. Join the Dear Me, I Me community. I put it in the chat. Register for the free in-person workshop. Also, if you are a person that would like one-on-ones, I do holistic health and life coaching one-on-ones. You guys are welcome to sign up for a free discovery call. And most importantly, don't forget to come back next Monday. Okay? So, beauties, I want to say thank you guys for always trusting me with your hearts tonight. Okay? I hope you guys leave this conversation feeling a little lighter than when you came in. You know what I'm saying? It is good to always being able to sit down comfortably in your spot without no distractions and listening to another woman that's able to pour into you, right? Without emptying your cup. You know what I'm saying? Because that can be very draining, you know? So I want to say thank you guys for keep on choosing yourself one day at a time, because the life that you're building begins with the conversations you will have with yourself. Okay. So as always, I will see you guys next Monday. Peace, love, and laughs. Thank you guys for joining Dear Me, I Am Me. See y'all next Monday.